In this video, I'm going to teach you guys how I designed a health and fitness plan for my new client. I essentially had him fill out this client fitness health intake form. It has basic information, his goals, training history and schedule, limitations, injuries, nutrition, the lifestyle, motivation or mindset, bonus information such as taking your picture, front, back, sides. Try and get your legs if you can. And I will generate this information down below. His macros, the daily and weekly meal plan, progressive overload, strength plan for exercises, a 12-week and 6-month transformation blueprint, supplement plan, and professional FAQs for miscellaneous questions and answers. It has equipment that is mandatory and some things are optional, such as a body scale, food scale, gloves are optional, those kinds of things. And these are other specific questions that can drill down into getting to know the client so that the plan will be more tailored. I can copy this document and link it in the description down below. I essentially took this form that my client filled out and I uploaded it to chat. After I uploaded the form, this is what I got. The summary intake for E16, 5'11", 130 pounds. And the goal is for him to put on an additional 35 pounds. He said that training history is about 1 week. His diet's inconsistent. He sleeps about 7 hours. Stress is low. Commitment is high. And he said that he's tired of being skinny and wants to look better. Maybe he wants to command more respect from other men, or maybe he wants to attract a mate. It's also saying that he can use protein supplements. You don't need it. You can eat your protein. But if you're having trouble getting your protein macros done, it is a quicker way to do it, and it's actually cheaper as well. It's about the third of a cost of chicken. It's saying that he's extremely underweight for his height. He's pretty tall, which means he has a lot of potential for growth. Essentially weigh as much as what he's trying to get up to, and I'm a shorter guy. That means that his macros need to be on point, and I'm pretty sure they have them around 3,200 calories a day. If you guys measure out your foods and you're tracking for 1 day and then you just eat the same food every day, and it's boring, but it works though, that you could gain a pound a week. His training goal is 5 days a week, 45 minutes per session. I would up that to about an hour to 90 minutes. Maybe he has a busy schedule, I don't know. And keep in mind that later on, when you guys get stronger and more comfortable in the gym, your gym sessions will be better in the future, because then you'll be able to have higher output. You'll be able to push harder. So these are his workout splits. I would say these are beginner workout splits, because later on, I would say in the next month or two, he could be doing double these amounts of sets and reps, and also he can do more exercises as well. These are just examples of what he could be doing. Rest days, Saturday and Sunday. I want you guys to increment slowly. If you're benching, use the 2.5 pound to 5 pound to 10 pound plates, because your body, it's not gonna realize if you're putting an extra 5 pounds on it or 10 pounds. But then if you put 50 pounds on it, I want you guys to stay healthy for a long time. Go slow and use good form. I don't want to see you guys rocking in the gym or doing like dropping the weights. Make sure you're controlling the weight when you're going up and when you're going down. Control it the whole time. I recommend you go to the gym when it opens, because it's less busy. You'll be able to get the machines that you want, and then you could go about your day in your business, and it gives you an edge knowing that you completed your workout before you started school or work or whatever. It has them around 3,000 to 3,300 calories per day. His maintenance is around 2,200 to 2,400. Since he's still growing, that means his metabolism is sky high. Eat 4 meals plus 2 snacks. I personally Try not to eat snacks. I like eating full meals. I eat about 4 meals a day. So this is saying 4 eggs, 2 slices of bread. Make sure you get the Mike's Killer Bread Power Seed if you can. 1 cup of oats. It's pretty cheap. I like frozen berries. Some people like fresh berries. They go bad. That's why I don't buy the fresh stuff. Glass of milk, protein shake, granola bar, pasta with chicken. This doesn't give the breakdown of what he needs to eat, so this is kind of misleading. These are just examples of what he can do, or the types of foods that he could buy. You guys can use the Lose app or the MyFitnessPal app. Make sure you're calculating it up for a day, and then you just eat the same things. It makes it easier because then you're not thinking about what you're trying to eat. If you guys meal prep, I'm assuming this kid lives with his mom. So that means that she could cook for him. You know, she could bulk cook on Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. He could help her out. And then you just get the glass containers. And then you package everything. And then when it's time to eat, you don't think about it. You just get your container and you go to town. It's saying that he should sleep 8 to 9 hours because he's still growing. I think if you're an older person, 30s to 40s, you could get away with 7 to 8. You could skate with 6. 6 isn't recommended though, because it can affect your recovery, your performance, stress. It makes you hold on to the fat too, by the way. And the fatter you are, the higher your estrogen. And it lowers your testosterone as well. That's why you need to sleep. It's pretty important. I hear lions, they sleep about 20 hours a day. And they're pretty lean and powerful animals. Mindset motivation, it said the biggest problem is getting to the gym and lack of motivation. And this is saying he lacks the systems. And pretty much this is going to give you a step-by-step system to eliminate friction. For example, if I set an alarm to go to sleep by 9 o'clock, then it takes the thinking out of it. I'll lay out my gym clothes. I'll put my keys and my wallet, all of my stuff in my pocket, my headphones, so that I'm not thinking about it. Any gym equipment, your shoes, your weight belt, your gloves, you could keep it in the car or keep it in a backpack so that you can leave it next to your shoes and you grab it when it's time to go to the gym. And when you go to the gym, just think about it as you're the professional athlete, you're the star. And when you walk through those doors, it's game time. It's showtime. This is saying train at the exact same time every day. Train when the gym opens. Or if it's 24 hours, pick a time. I like 5 and 6 o'clock. It's not that busy during those times. Lay out your clothes, your breakfast, your shake. Make sure it's ready to go. Make sure you hydrate. Drink about 2 shaker bottles of water before you go to the gym so that you can push harder. You're not like dry mouth. You're not dehydrated in the gym. Track your workouts. You can use the Strong app. It's free. You can set up free templates. For example, if you're doing a push-pull leg split, you could set up your templates and then track them. You could set up your rest times. You can rest 1 minute or you can rest 3 minutes if you have the time. If you have 3 minutes, it's optimal for muscle building. Also for cardio, you could walk, incline, level 2 or 3, or you could do stairs. I normally don't do crazy stuff. I normally don't do abs because I'm more focusing on the highest return on investment. That's why I'm focusing on the arms, the legs, back, big muscles, even your glutes. It's the biggest muscle in the body. This is saying if you don't eat enough food, you can't grow. And same thing if you're trying to cut and lose weight. If you're not losing weight, it's because of the food. Most likely. It's asking for his pictures. He actually submitted them in the next thread. So he's pretty tall. He reminds me of Captain America before he got a super soldier serum. And since he's young and he's tall and he's still growing, he has a lot of potential for growth. Shit, he could look like Chris Evans someday. So he has a waist of 27.5. His chest is 33 inches. His bicep is 12 inches flexed. Since he's not overweight, he doesn't have to cut. And if you guys were overweight, I would suggest cutting first. You cut, you lean bulk. You cut, you lean bulk. You don't want to get too fat, because when you get too fat, the cells, they divide. They keep on dividing. And when you lose weight, they don't go away. They just get smaller. That means that if you get too fat, it's easier to gain the weight back. And we're trying to avoid that. For his back, it's saying that he has visible scapular outlines indicating low muscle mass in the lats and the rear delts. He's gonna try and get that Dorito shape for his shoulders and then slim waist. And then you want the shoulders to pop out. His lower back is lean, no fat accumulation. He has long arms and a long torso. Also keep in mind, for you tall guys, your muscles, they're longer. So your biceps, they're gonna be longer. And maybe they're not gonna pop out, versus for a shorter guy, it's easier to get the arch. Just take time and then you'll get the pop later on. It's recommending pull movements to build that V taper, and it's saying that he needs more horizontal pulling volume. For the shoulders, slightly rounded already, which is a good starting point. Delts need more mass, created a wider look to make the hips appear tighter. It's kind of an illusion where if you were to lean out, you'll look bigger kind of, because then your muscles are gonna pop, versus if you guys are chubby, it hides the muscles. This is a basic rear delt movement where I bend over and then I come up with the weights. Bend over, come up with the weights. There's some specific machines in the gym where they target rear delts. And if those machines aren't available, you could just grab some dumbbells and do those. Or even if you lay down on a flat bench and then you just did that basic movement, you will be able to work out the muscles. Just use your imagination when you're trying to do the exercises. So his chest is lean enough, the chest outlines show. It's saying that his pecs, they're not developed. Pretty much the pecs, it could be like lower, it could be mid, or it could be upper. And just say, for example, if I wanted to work out the middle, I would do a flat bench. If I wanted to work on the upper, I would do an incline bench like that. And then if I wanted to work on the lower, I would do a decline, the one where you're laying down at an angle, and then you're benching like that. Also keep in mind, for the tricep, the back of the arm, it's 2/3 of the arm. And on the bicep, it's a third. It's only 1/3. So you will get higher return on investment to work out like both sides of the arms. It's saying his abs, they're naturally lean. He has good definition. He doesn't need to cut. Basically, he's gonna be on a lean bulk. This is what a V taper looks like, where it's big up top on the shoulders and on the waist is slim. And this is highly attractive for women. These are his biggest opportunity areas. This is saying that it's possible for him to gain 10 to 15 pounds in 12 months. And it is realistic. Your first couple weeks, you may mess up, but then just get back on it. And obviously, holidays are coming around, Christmas, New Year party. Biceps, it could go from 12 inch to 14.5 to 15. The chest can grow 4 to 6 inches. I was reading an article about the Creed, his third movie, and that actor, he was going to the gym twice a day, and he was eating 6 times a day, and he put on about 25 pounds. So it depends how aggressive you want to do it. If you only want to go 1 time a day, you can do this. But I'm pretty sure if you were more aggressive, then you could go 2 times a day. Just keep in mind that the amount of food that you're eating, it would have to be adjusted as well and accounted for. This created a full custom lean bulk meal plan, and the calories are slightly off, about 300 calories. His proteins are at 150 to 170. These are sample meal plans. Also keep in mind, if you're not training that day, you could lower your carbs. And if you're doing something like a leg day where you're lifting a lot of weight, you could up the carbs. Because I know for arm day, if I'm doing like a push day, I could be pushing 20,000. If I'm pulling, I could be pulling like 20,000 pounds. And then on a leg day, I could be bumping out like 80,000 pounds. So it's a big difference based on what you're working on. This is a full meal custom plan. 650 calories, 40 grams of protein. Also keep in mind that it should be tracking the carbs and the fats, because it does matter. Because 1 gram of protein and carbs, it's 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat, it's 9 calories. That means you can't eat too much of fat, or if you are eating a lot of fat, you would have to balance it out so that it matches your macros. This is a weekly check-in. It's designed to keep the client accountable and prevent drop-off. These check-ins can automatically be generated daily or weekly to remind the client to check in with their weights, their photos, their status throughout the week, how they felt, were they sore when they were working out, did they have any trouble with their exercises or their sleeping or their diet. I gave the client access to this project, and essentially he could come into here and he could copy and paste it down below and just add like certain measurements or energy ratings, hours of sleep. Also keep in mind, just because you're in bed, it don't mean you're sleeping. That's why I recommend that you guys get a sleep tracker. Maybe you got an Apple Watch or a Oura Ring or a Whoop Band. Even your cell phone, it has a sleep tracker. For your hydration, try to get 1 to 2 gallons of water a day. Before you go to the gym, make sure you drink that water. To reduce your stress, you might have to cut out some friends and family or specific people if they're stressing you out too bad. Main reason why I want you guys to track your workouts is because, for example, on a cable pull down station, if I know I could do 120, then next time I do that workout, I'm gonna try and do 130 or maybe 140. I know I could do the whole stack now because I did it last time I went. But if you guys are new gym goers, I want you guys to start with lighter weights and then find the medium where you're doing your working sets and track it so that you know what you're doing for next time so that you could get stronger over time. This is a complete beginner hypertrophy program for maximum growth. It's showing images of basic movements like the squats, the bench, the deadlifts. Make sure you increment slowly with these ones, the squats and the deadlifts, because I remember a time 2016 I was doing some dumb stuff. I was doing like 10 by 10s and then I slipped a disc and I was out for a year and a half. I could barely walk. So I want you guys to use the little plates first. Listen to your body. If you're too tired and your form is bad, you stop doing it. This is a 3-day hypertrophy program. It's full body for 3 days, and then a 4th day is light cardio. So barbell squats, Romanian deadlifts. Do you guys like doing full day workouts? Or I like specific day workouts over like full day workouts, but maybe this is something that I could try out in the future. I like skull crushers, hammer curls, it's good stuff. This plan's pretty good. You could plug it into the Strong app, or if you have any other exercising tracking application. Also for your form, if you're doing a workout and then you're not sure, you could record it. Record a short clip of you doing the exercise and then you can upload it and have it check your form, or you can send it to me and then I'll look at it. It's more about how does it feel and are you feeling the resistance on your muscles. This is a breakdown of how much weight he needs to gain and at what rate. His target's 165. His current weight is 135. He's targeting about 3/4 to 1 pound a week. That means it would take about 35 weeks from now. That means that if this person is on point for next year, obviously there's about 4 weeks. He could have a rolling start going into next year and he would be able to hit this goal. And for sure, like if he hit this goal, it would change like his outlook on life. It would change his confidence, the way he walks, the way he talks, his social interactions. He would be turning heads for sure. It's showing the phase breakdown where weeks 1 to 12, it's about a pound a week. And then in phase 2, it drops to 0.75. And then phase 3, it drops to half a pound. And I think for him, it's easy for him to get newbie gains in the beginning. For example, for me, since I'm already peaked, it's harder for me to get big gains. I will get gains over a slower trajectory, if that makes sense. These are FAQs. What results can I expect in 6 months? It is possible for him to put on that amount of mass. The sleep, the diet, the workouts, they have to be on point. And to be able to build these systems, the disciplines, the habits, it'll prove to himself that he's worthy. And he's gonna build authority with himself and with other people, that he's either going to accomplish these goals or maybe partial or not at all. How fast should I gain weight? 1 to 1 pounds per week. Faster than that increases fat gain. Slower than that stalls muscle. It's all a balance. That's why he's aiming for the 1 pound in the beginning per week. What's the most important part of this transformation? Nutrition. Calories need to be consistent, above maintenance, above what he's normally eating so that he could grow. It's targeting 3,000 to 3,200. He could weigh himself every Sunday morning after he goes to the bathroom. And then it'll give you a basic trend of if you're on track or not. Sometimes the weight, it could be over or under, and it's fine as long as it's on an upward trajectory that is guided towards the baseline. He's 130 pounds and it's suggesting 150 grams of protein per day, is because if you look at nutritional labels, they could be off by 0.2 in either direction. That means that it could have less or it could have more. These nutritional labels, they're estimates. They're not exact. That's why it's saying that he should have more than 130 grams of protein to grow. He's going to recompositioning his body. It's called the recomposition, where he could lose weight, he could gain muscle at the same time and change his body. It's possible. This is saying train 4 to 5 times a week. You can train 4 to 5 times a week. I think it's better to do it 5 to 6 times a week. And when I say 5 to 6, I'm leaning towards the 6. Because if you could go to the gym twice a day for like the first couple months, it's guaranteed. You will see gains for sure. I personally like the push-pull leg split because it's easy. It takes the thinking out of training. Versus if I have to do a full body, it depends on when you go to the gym. Is it busy? And you get on your workouts that you need to get on for that time. Also, when you're in a gym, use your phone for tracking only. If you're looking at dumbass shit like Instagram or TikTok, you could delete that off your phone. Because I think it could be a waste of time, or just train it to look at like workout stuff if you want. So this is saying 60 to 80 minutes. I like that recommendation because it also depends on how much you're resting as well. If you're resting 1 minute to 3 minutes is ideal. Sometimes I'll be resting for like 30 seconds and it's not enough. You know, when you're doing a pull down station and then you're gonna do a drop set. So just say for example, if I have 100 and then I bump out a set and then I switch it to 90 pounds and then I keep on going 80. You could do like a triple drop set. That'll give you more reps, more intensity. You could also try something called a Widowmaker, where you're doing lighter weight. For example, if you're squatting, you're doing 20 reps of like maybe 135 or something like that, where you're gonna fatigue the muscle. Also, if you do slower reps, it's harder, right? It'll give you good muscle definition. This is saying work on compound lifts first. So compound, It means it can work multiple muscle groups at the same time. And for these ones, a squat, it's working out multiple muscles and big muscles as well. That's why you're gonna get high return on investment. Romanian deadlift, bench press, pull-ups, rows, overhead presses, bicep curls, lateral raises, tricep extensions. This is saying choose a weight that will allow you to do 8 to 12. And if you could do more than 12, that means that might be too light. So you could bump up the weight one plate and then try it out. And you want to stay within this range. Sometimes you'd be able to do more though. When you're learning which weight is your working weight. If you could do more than 2 reps at the end of the set, increase the weight. You're gonna graduate to the next weight. And if you can't do 8, then that means it might be too heavy and you could go the other way. How do you know if you're recovering properly? You feel energized entering your next workout? Just keep in mind, if you're a new gym goer, your first couple weeks, you're gonna be sore. You're gonna be real sore. The first 2 to 3 weeks, if you're working out properly. Because your body, it's not gonna be used to this kind of output. But then later on, you'll be less sore, but you should still be sore because then you're progressively overloading. Your performance trends upward weekly, your appetite stays stable. I want you to eat foods that keep you satiated and that are easily digestible. I normally don't drink calories unless it's a protein shake, water, black coffee, tea. If you get poor sleep, you're gonna hold on to the fat and it's gonna mess up your mood. It's not ideal for weight loss or muscle building. And it's gonna make you more hungry too if your sleep is bad. Cardio, you guys could stick to walking on the treadmill, Stairmasters. I normally don't do sprints. Maybe if you're playing a sport, it makes sense. If you're trying to build muscle, stick to those 2 cardios. This is saying 20 minutes. So 2 to 3 times per week for 20 minutes. That's about an hour, which sounds about right. Or you could even break that up. Like if you want 6 days a week and you're doing 10 minutes a session, it's the same thing. If you don't want to do it for 20 minutes. So these are tracking progress, weekly scale for your weight, your gym strength, progression, photos every 2 weeks. I would say take photos every week so that you could have chat analyze it, measure every month. If you miss a workout or a meal, I would say for a workout, if I miss a workout, I would just move it to the next day. And then that's your rest day essentially. Like if a special event comes up, you're busy, then it just gets pushed to the next day. If you miss a meal, eat your meal and try and get all of your meals in before, the end of the day. It's ideal that 2 to 3 hours before you sleep, you're not eating. But if you have to do it, you gotta do it. Just keep in mind, if you eat before you sleep, it can mess your sleep up. Because then you might have to go to the bathroom, or maybe you might not be sleepy. Maybe you gotta drop a deuce. I don't know. Because also keep in mind, when you're sleeping, you don't want anything in your digestive system because it takes work to digest the food. That's why. How long until you noticeably get bigger? Changes in 4 weeks. That means by January, you should see results. You should noticeably see results. And I think by week 8, by 2 months, you'll for sure see results. I know for a fact, if you do what I tell you to do, within 30 to 60 days, it's guaranteed that you will see gains. I could give you the blueprint, but it's like you gotta do the work. And this is saying like your clothes, they could change, because for me, when my biceps got bigger, there's one of my favorite shirts. And when I try to take it off, I can't take it off because my arms are too big. So you might have to buy bigger clothes later. For supplements, creatine 5 milligrams a day. If you need whey protein, take it. You can eat food if you don't want to do the shakes. But shakes, like I said, it's cheaper. It's about a third of the cost of chicken. And it's fast too. I normally just mix it with oatmeal and strawberries and blueberries. I get the chocolate peanut butter whey. It tastes pretty good. Vitamin D, get fish oil. You could eat like chicken, 93 lean ground beef, fish, you know, well, whatever you like, figure it out. It's like a puzzle, you know? So food tracking tips, make sure you get a scale. This is a non-negotiable. If you get these containers, it just makes it easier. Maybe you could get your mom to cook for you. And if you have an air fryer, if you have to cook yourself, then cook yourself. These sugar-free sauces, they're pretty good because they're mad low calorie, yo. If you bought like sugar-free ketchup, you could drink it. And it won't do anything to your macros because one bottle is only like 120 calories. These taste pretty good. They're sugar-free. Weigh your food when it's cooked and they're thawed out. Make sure you get glass containers if you can. It's better to use glass containers because then you're not microwaving plastic. Use non-stick sprays. It's less calories. Just use the least amount that you need. These sugar-free sauces, they're mad good. Check them out. I like the barbecue sauce personally. They got honey mustard, ketchup, and other kinds, teriyaki. I like sriracha hot sauce. Also keep in mind if you're eating salads and you dump a bunch of salad dressing on it, you can negate, you know, what you're trying to do because then it's gonna add a lot of calories to it. Like I said, keep it simple. The meals, you want the food to taste good. You don't want it to taste too good. Because if it tastes too good, well, technically, since you're on a lean bulk, you're probably not going to be hungry because you're going to be eating so much. It's more of a chore. Make sure you log out your food beforehand, before the day starts. Because I know for the Lose It app, it'll keep track of each meal. And if you just log the meals, you'll be able to input it that day. And then it's kind of like a budget, right? You know how many calories you ate, the proteins, the carbs, the fats, before you even put it in your mouth. So these are tips for new gym goers. It says prioritize slow and controlled reps over fast ones, over sloppy ones. Don't be that guy dropping a fucking weight in the gym. Make sure you re-whack your weights. You know, be respectful to other people that are there. Strict progressive overload, slightly more weight. If you could find a 2.5 pound to 5 pound to 10 pound plates, those are gonna make you strong over time. If you're only lifting 10 pound plates and you think people are looking at you and they're making fun of you, don't worry about them. Focus on what you're doing and you will get stronger over time. And within the 30 to 60 days when you got gains, you're not gonna worry about these people. Not at all. Slightly more reps. If I know I did 10 last time, I'm gonna do 11, I'm gonna do 12. Try to do more than what you did last time. If the weight is too heavy, you could break it up. For example, if I'm on a leg press and I'm doing like 360 and I can only get 5, then I'm gonna do 2 sets of 5. Or if you're doing pull-ups and you can only get 5, do 2 sets of 5. For David Goggins, when he was doing that pull-up competition for the Guinness, he was doing 5 reps each time. Make sure you have good control and good form. I want you guys to stay healthy and consistent over the long run, because that's what's going to get you guys the results that you want. I want you guys to stay healthy. That's the whole point of it. Improve the quality of your life and the longevity. Increment slowly. Master your form before your load. For example, when I'm doing a squat, I just grab the bar as 45 pounds and then I do my stretches for the shoulders. I get in a squat position and then I know my knees, they can be tight in the morning. So when you're doing your warm-ups, you don't need weight. Even if you didn't use the bar, you're just doing the squatting movements, you're practicing it, you're getting your body loose. If you have the time, you could get on the stairs for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get warmed up before you go do these kinds of moves. Take your ego and throw it out. Because I remember a time when I was in high school, I tried to bench like 3 plates and then my back off messed up pretty bad. It wasn't worth it, you know? Even if I could do the rep, my body was trashed after that. Another thing, if you're counting down, like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it might be easier to do because you're counting down versus counting up. It's like a little psychological hack. It's saying use machines, free weights, cables strategically, mix it up, whatever you feel like doing. It's saying warm up. Sometimes I warm up, sometimes I don't. It depends on how you feel. Also for warming down too, it depends. I want you guys to do your core workouts before the cardio. That means cardio's last because I want you guys to use your energy for the muscle building. Why am I saying to build muscle? It's because your body's gonna look better, you're gonna be stronger, your metabolism is gonna be higher, and your testosterone will be higher as well. Versus you see these people where they're just doing cardio. Do you want to look like a runner? Or do you want to look like a professional athlete? Like an MMA fighter or a boxer or something, basketball player. That's how you guys see yourself as an athlete, the star. Build your system so that you could be consistent. Be consistent over time so that it's so easy, you don't have to think about it. And I want you to do these things every single day so that it's your norm. So that when you wake up and you're tired, you still get up and go to the gym because you know you're supposed to do it. Alright, let me know if you guys have any questions. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. I'll leave a link to that form so that you guys can design your plan. This is like a blueprint. It's guaranteed. This is like dummy proof. Anybody could do it. I'm 5'6.5". I'm 43 years old. There's nothing special about me. I know I was on point. I was going to the gym twice a day for 2 months. That's why I saw the most amount of gains, and I look like a UFC fighter on weigh-in day. And I want that for you guys too. Are you gonna be the same person going into 2026? Or are you gonna be shredded going into 2026? It's up to you.